The Independent describes here how France has a new prostitution law, and it ain't too liberal. So they say, France has made paying for sex a crime, a radical change of approach in a country where brothels were once legal. Prostitutes' pressure groups are divided about the new law. Some welcome the fact that in the future, the clients, not the sex workers, will be treated as delinquents. Other prostitutes demonstrated outside the National Assembly, complaining that they will be forced to work in even greater secrecy and that they will lose their more respectable and non-violent customers. In the future, anyone who is proved to have paid for sex will face a €1,500 fine, rising to €3,750 for a second offense. So the law also provides financial support for prostitutes who want to create new lives. It will permit foreign sex workers to remain legally in France so long as they abandon prostitution. So in typical France fashion, even when it's a law that's not very liberal, at the end, they sprinkle in a little bit of liberalism for you. Okay, and by the way, we'll give some financial assistance to people trying to leave the life, and you're allowed to stay here if you're not a citizen, but you're a prostitute. Well, so that's the good aspect of it. But again, understand what the purpose is here. They're trying to make it so that instead of cracking down on the sex worker, the prostitute, who's more the victim, they say we're going to crack down on the clients. Yeah, I don't want you to crack down on either. We have the evidence. We've seen this in practice. In just outside of Las Vegas, you have prostitution that's legal. Well, guess what? There's no STD transmissions. There's no threat of violence. It's a safe work environment. Why? Because it's legal, taxed, and regulated. That's it. So when you legalize, tax it, and regulate it, it's no longer on the black market. You no longer have violent pimps. You have legitimate businesses who are subject to laws and taxation, and the workers have protection. And you have tests for STDs often, weekly or monthly. So if you want to get rid of all the social ills that go hand in hand with prostitution, you legalize prostitution. In the very same way that when you wanted to get rid of the social ills that were tied to alcohol, you legalized alcohol. People forget, when alcohol was illegal in the U.S. because of Prohibition, the mafia got incredibly powerful. And not only that, so crime went up big time, but also every once in a while, people would have a bad batch of alcohol and they'd die because they made the alcohol with shitty chemicals in bathtubs because it was illegal. When you legalize it, tax it, and regulate it, no more bad batches. So the only way you die is if you just drink too much and you get alcohol poisoning. So no more bad batches. And crime went down because you just took the monopoly away from the mafia, so the black market did not get incredibly powerful. The same thing applies for all the other drugs, and the same thing applies for prostitution. If you actually give a shit about the social ills and you care about the workers, you should legalize it, tax it, and regulate it. And oh yeah, have I introduced you to my friend here, Freedom McFreedomington. I mean, people pretend like they're in favor of freedom, but then when you say, oh, what about sex? No. Adults making a decision to have a transaction for sex? Terrible. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you're allowed to go get a massage, and the masseuse can touch everywhere on your body, but stay away from that one spot. The spot that they want you to touch the most. Can't do that one. Sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke. Are we adults or are we children? Is this the Victorian era? Is this Puritanism or is it not? Let's grow up here and let's do the right thing. And along with increasing freedom and liberty, you're also fixing the social ills tied with prostitution. So this is moving in the wrong direction. Legalize, tax, and regulate across the board.